Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, my dear friends, dear members of the Swiss Technology Network. Well, you might ask yourself now, why is he going to speak English? And actually, there are two reasons. Because we've got some English-speaking speakers this afternoon. And the main reason is, if you look at the topic of today's afternoon, becoming a world leader with digital services, there's the word world inside. It is global if you are talking about data. So that's another reason why we have a program this afternoon which is a bit more English. Bien sûr, on peut parler français avec toi, Aurélie, cet après-midi, mais je ne sais pas si nos amis, s'ils aiment le français ou l'anglais. Moi, je pense que c'est l'anglais, c'est mieux. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for you this afternoon. But ihr werdet das aushalten. Leonardo da Vinci once said, when you put your hand in a flowing stream of water, you touch the latest drop, the last drop going out, and the first one coming in. And in a way, he meant the presence. This is the presence. With water. He loved water as a picture. Water for his philosophy. If we go into this picture and just imagine one day you're swimming in a sea, probably it's the Atlantic Ocean, and you find a drop in there. And you can say, this drop 3 months, 2 weeks, 6 days ago at 11:45, Marcel has touched this drop up in Zermatt. And you find this drop again, far out, wide out in the sea. Just imagine that. It's sure you want. You can't do that with a drop, but you can do it with data. That's the difference. And that makes a challenging thing. We all know, or even know you don't know, but just ask yourself the question, who is knowing you better, Google or yourself? And there was Gruppe Lacoon, Made to Measure. Who has seen that short video, Made to Measure? No one of you. Just Google Made to Measure, and you will come to this group, Lacoon. This is a group of actors, and what they have done, they asked for data sets from Google, from people, that people sent them data sets, and they received about 120 of data sets, and they have taken out data set 25. And then they started to analyze this data set and to build the person behind. So they were going out in Austria, finding an actress, blonde hair, because they have seen this data set has blonde hair, about that body, hair this long, and this kind of trouble in life. They have found it all out in this data set. And certainly this lady and this actress has started to play the role of this person, of this lady behind dataset 25. Just look it up, Made to Measure. And one day they asked dataset 25, the real person, the real lady behind, whether she would like to come along and to look what the outcome was. And believe me, you can see that in this video that this lady, after a certain while, they stopped it because she couldn't bear that anymore. It was too difficult for her to understand who is me and who is the person there. So it was really impressive what Google can do with you, with your data. And I think they know you better than you yourself. So what I'm going to say here, in the last events, the last 2-3 weeks, I found out that people are it is not that people say, wow, digitalization, that's the greatest thing of the world. Now, it has changed a bit, and I think that's good. But we have to distinguish that we have two sides. We have your personal side when you're on the internet. And to me, that's a different side if we say we are going into a B2B aspect where we can make business. With your company, with your machine, with predictive maintenance, whatever you have, with business modeling, with having new value streams in your industrial business, for instance. There, I do not talk about Google, but certainly it's a similar thing, and there are some challenges to overcome. So we have to balance this world, this digital world. And another message is, please, let's stop talking about data. I think it doesn't make a lot of sense to talk about data. Take this river again. Take this river flowing through a very dry countryside. And this river and this water and these drops of waters allow you that you can plant some crops and you can see them growing, and you need the water to have a result, to have a success, to have something to sell. And that's what we want to do. So just talking about data, I think that's one thing, and that's an important thing. We have to talk about data, but in the end of the day, we want to have something more. And that's what we are going to talk about this afternoon, about how can we have success with data? How can we have success with your machines, with your equipments going into an OEM, into a machine, building data, making data? How can we make business out of that? And I'm looking forward to our speakers we have this afternoon. We are going to walk around this whole topic, and I'm very much looking forward to the first speaker. And now you get rid of me. Anna, you're taking over.